there's a pilot car on Farm to Market 816. I need to go to 3800, and it's pretty impressive that they have a pilot car that they want us to follow to give guidance. They planted sorghum with this huge tractor and the device next to it. He also planted corn in the next field, but this one is pretty much sorghum. Last year he did wheat. So the principle of crop rotation says that you need to rotate the crops, otherwise they'll be victims to various kinds of pests and they may not grow very well. So we are coming to his corn patch. This was planted end of March, and every 2 weeks I saw it grow by a foot, and now we are at end of May, and now this is about 6.5-7 feet tall. This corn was planted late. It was planted end of April, but 1 month separated from the other one, and this corn is almost 3.5 feet tall. So it appears that we could do 2 corn crops staggered by a month. April corn, so it's about 3.5 feet. So here are the 2 great granaries where the corn is stored after harvesting, and you see those machinery where you have these drop down spouts to distribute water, fertilizer, pesticide, etc. Again, we are back to mid-March corn, which is almost 4.5 feet tall, but not nearly as much as the first one that we saw, which was planted end of March 2023, that came to now 7 feet tall. This is the opportunity to basically plant corn end of March and end of April, and now the challenge is the season is over and I'm still in the weed cutting phase. Unless we clear the weeds, we cannot have row crops like corn or even vegetable gardens for that matter. You can hear the noise. The car is going on this gravel which has been put on the clay roads so that the car tires doesn't sink, but at the same time the gravel also causes the life of the tires to come down a little bit. So here again you see the mid-April, end April corn, not nearly as high, but a healthy crop nevertheless. Today we are trying a new technique, which is basically taking the skid steer and rolling on the ground. So all these guys, proud guys with their heads up, will be squashed. These are all weed trees, and they come in the way of genuine crops, or at least the crops that we define. In reality, all of these living entities, they are all souls, so it's not like one is superior to the other, but then these weeds come in the way of our own cultivation. So from a tactical perspective, we are trying to knock them out. Cause the pollination. Beautiful weed plant, beautiful flowers, but they are all detrimental to the ground, so we're going to knock them off. extremely thick root shows that this honey musket has been growing for many years, has been chopped off in the top, and it just keeps growing back, strengthening. Here is a honey musket that is getting pulled out with the root. A honey musket that is pulled out with this bucket, complete with the root. The root itself is like about 4 feet. Here is one more artistic weed. It looks like an inverse chandelier, but it's definitely a weed. That's of hay bales onto a Ford 250 driven trailer.